Hello everyone, it is 3 in the morning. As you can see, I'm still not asleep. Tried to fix my iPhone. Apparently, I was able to fix the lens, as you can see. You guys are probably going to know how I did that. Well, I watched this tutorial online that the lens cover for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So on each camera, there's a lens cover on them that you have to glue back on if you want to replace it. I took it off because that's supposed to protect the lens layer inside. So basically that glass that's protecting the camera, this wide angle, but I wasn't able to fix the one times because you can see the little breakage, and the two times you can also see the breakage. You can't see it with, and you don't see it on the bottom anymore that it's broken. I took that layer off with some tweezers. This is why you gotta have the tools, ladies and gentlemen. I have tweezers. Actually, I had two types of tweezers. I had the very thin 2mm tweezers, and I have the 4mm tweezers. So I used the 2mm tweezers in the process. But SmallRigs, right now I have the SmallRigs smashed together because I actually am using some of this Gorilla Glue. And mind you, the only reason why I got this Gorilla Glue is because I needed to mount and weld something on here, and I did. And what we did with the crazy glue was melt it around here and let it dry overnight. So, and some other parts on the wagon. But with that said, everyone, I just want to confirm that I did break my iPhone, and yes, the back of my iPhone is cracked. I gotta replace the back of the display, or the back of this panel. It's just, I don't like things being broken, but I definitely need some protection for this lens, this wide angle, because it's exposed. Not only just exposed, but I don't want to break this phone again. And technically I jumped just to do a wind kick, and it literally flew out my hand, and it should have stayed in the case. But SmallRigs, it fell out the case. Somehow it unlocked. How is a button that is so compressed gets unlocked? Because it was slammed by force on the ground and then slid. This is why I was telling you guys, please screw down those screws, because it seems unsafe. And I was correct when I first got the SmallRigs iPhone 11 Pro Max video cage. I knew something was wrong with this product. It just looked too good to be true. And then the screws came out on their own, that is definitely a problem, SmallRigs, and that is your fault. Your assembly line was supposed to use some type of like screw lock glue, so the screw won't come loose. But, well, when you use the rig, it's going to come loose eventually. All the screws are going to come loose eventually. And that's the problem with using the SmallRigs iPhone 11 Pro, 12, or 13 Max video cages. Because it seems like if it can happen with 11, it could happen with the 12 and the 13th. And I really suggest that maybe SmallRigs should have really planned that one out, because it literally broke my fucking phone. And I literally have two cracked screens on my cameras, and one's camera, which is the super wide, exposed. And I'm not a big fan of the super wide exposed like that. I kind of want to use lines when I use a anamorphic lenses, but I just don't like that smear. You see that smear? Yeah, it has to, like, I want a clean image. So with that said, everyone, I'm up, and I just ate that mango, by the way. It was just too sweet. I ate it all, but it literally was too sweet, and I literally got a head rush from that. Yeah, I got a head rush from that. So that should tell you that I'm not a sugar consumer. I don't eat sweets yet. change my clothes too. Got a gray shirt on now. So, let's take this out for a moment. Ooh. So, as you can see, I got some that glue sticking and bonding to the metal. So apparently this Gorilla Glue works on metal very well. This is what I'm using since I cannot find the screws, so I have no choice. And I'm trying to pretty much weld this together by smashing, and because I don't have a clamp. So I'm giving this about an hour or two, and then I'm gonna give it another 6 hours to cure, because right now it literally takes up to 24 hours to cure. But I can't believe the SmallRig just fell out, and look at that damage. Just for sliding across a couple of pavement tiles. That is. And my phone came out of this case and broke the lens. That is flaw, new SmallRigs. This was flaw. The screws did not have no Loctite on them. You should have used Loctite to lock down the screws. Common sense, SmallRigs. You really defeat the purpose, SmallRigs.